The most interesting parts of this studies is the levels of dandruff and the level of hair loss measured in the study. First off, as you can see, dandruff levels decrease as you increase your frequency from washing. What is up guys, and welcome to Alpha Mode at YouTube. In today's video we will go over a pretty common but sensible question I get a lot on this channel. Does washing your hair every day cause hair loss? So losing our precious strands is undoubtedly one of those scenarios that we all fear, whether we admit it or not. At last, hair loss can stem from many causes. You have your family history of genetics, lifestyle changes, medical conditions, medications and supplements, heat, chemicals and so on that will cause your hair to shrink down and eventually fall off. But does your hair wash routine count too? So in this video we will go over the following topics. Does washing hair every day cause hair loss, and if so, why? How to prevent hair loss from hair washing, and how to combat your hair loss in general. So first off, does washing hair every day cause hair loss? And if yes, why is that? The simple answer to this question lies within this study. 100 men and women was tested in this study where they split them up in groups that wash their hair between 1 time weekly and up to 7 times weekly. So what they looked for in this study was the following: scalp dandruff levels, scalp surface lipids, oxidative stress markers and hair lipids. They also tested for a bunch of other things, but these are the ones that I wanted to point out for you guys in this video. The most interesting parts of this studies is the levels of dandruff and the level of hair loss measured in the study. First off, as you can see, dandruff levels decrease as you increase your frequency from washing your hair. So if you are having issues with dandruff, don't stop washing your hair unless you have some kind of skin condition that changes your position. But dandruff aside, most interesting is the amount of hair loss decreases almost 50% if you compare washing your hair daily to once weekly. So the short answer to this question is no, you don't lose your hair from taking daily showers and washing your hair. Actually, if you suffer from hair loss, you should at least try to wash your hair 5 to 6 times weekly, considering the results from the 100 men and women studied here. But that said, I want to stress that if you are the type carrying a long man bun ponytail or some kind of longer hairstyle, you can break your long hairs by taking too many showers. So you don't cause hair loss in the old-fashioned way from washing your hair, but you can break your long hairs, and well, it doesn't cause hair loss, but it will cause some hair shortening over time and over several places. This is one of the big concerns for girls, and I have a feeling that this is the piece of advice that got mixed up in the way over to the men's side, and now people are thinking that washing your hair causes hair loss, while what it actually causes is the hair to weaken and break over time. But this is, as I said, only for long hairstyles. But if you are one of the guys with long hair, how do we prevent hair loss from washing your hair? Yes, there is a proper way to shampooing and conditioning your mane. Here are some of the best hair wash etiquettes that you should follow. Start by saturating. No, not with your products, but just with water. The best way to work the shampoo in your scalp is when you let your strands soak through first. Doing this also helps out the products to rinse out easier. Next, size matters. You're not exempt from hair loss if your washing leads to product buildup. So how much shampoo and conditioner should you actually use? Usually I say use the size of a quarter in the palm of your hands and adjust this reasonable to the amount of hair that you have on your head. And of course, as I said before, be sure to rinse well, so this goes along with conditioning your hair before with water so it rinses out easier. Third, temperature counts. Start with warm water. This opens up your hair's cuticles, allowing the shampoo and conditioner to work where it actually has to work. Rinsing off, you should actually be using cold water to seal up the cuticles back when you have done and lock the moisture in there. If you don't have time for this, go with lukewarm water. It's a pretty good way to go. And fourth, mind the aftercare. When your hair is wet, it is the most vulnerable to breaking. Let it air dry and avoid using your towel too much, since this is usually what most girls fear. This is also why they do their hair roll with the towel on the head, instead of just doing what we guys usually do and just ruffle up our hair with our towel. And now for the last part of this video today, how to combat your hair loss. First off, as I always recommend, if you suffer from hair loss, I would always recommend to go and see a doctor. Get a prescription for finasteride. It's a pill you take daily that reduces your hair loss. I have a few videos on finasteride on my channel if you want to know more about it. Second, start using a topical anti-androgen. Personally, I love using RU58841, and I usually use about 1 milliliter of the 8% solution from Anagen Inc.com. You can get a 10% discount at the whole store if you use the code ALPHAMODE at checkout. If you want to know more about RU58841, I also have a ton of videos on the subject on my channel. Basically, what I recommend is buy the 5% solution, use 1 milliliter on your scalp every night before bedtime. I have a video up there showing you how to apply the solution. And the last advice in this video to combat hair loss is start watching the rest of my videos. I have over 100 videos about hair loss you can watch and get smarter on how you can make better educated choices for your own fight against your own hair loss. Guys, that is all for today. Wash your hair until the next video. Cheers.